Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 16th of May. Now for anyone new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through, so stay watching in case there is a message you're meant to receive today, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Firstly, I just wanted to touch on, we've been trying to come up with a name for our new world because we're not going down the road of the New World Order. So I thought it'd be fun if we just come up with some names, and I've had some great feedback, so I'm just going to start mentioning a few of them and you guys can have a little think on them as well and see if you come up with any new ones. I had someone wrote Iceland, which I thought was great. Heartland is beautiful because that's us starting to live from our heart space and having, you know, that really getting into our feelings again and living from the heart. Lifeland was another one. And I think it was you, Gail, that wrote the ONW, which represents our new world, which I thought was great. Like, these are great. Thank you heaps, guys, for that feedback. And I've got a few others too, which I'll talk about as well. So I thought we might do a vote on that soon and we'll all come up with which is our favourite. And then we can go from there and start to actually call it our own world, because we're not going down the road of the New World Order. We're creating our own world with pretty much no order. Oh, there's one, no order world. I think someone even said something about free range world or something like that. Oh, I've had some great feedback, so thank you guys. And we'll continue that discussion. Anyway, I'll just close my eyes and we'll just get started. This is what I'm getting now. I'm getting that, like, politicians and government are backpedaling again. So they're backpedaling because they're trying to take the spotlight off themselves. Now, if you think about it, if the spotlight gets shone on somebody, it's a pretty direct light. Now, if they can manage to step back out of that light, it softens everything. So, you know, they just become a mere shadow. This is what I'm getting. They don't want the spotlights on anything, let alone themselves. But, like I keep saying, the information is coming out and more is coming out and people are seeing it. God, I just watched a video this morning with Russell Brand, and it was about Fauci, actually. And it was an updated one about the payments and the information that is coming out about the payments that have been exchanged between pretty much big pharma, labs, you name it, all the money that's been getting passed hands, and it's been large amounts, but a lot of that's actually blocked out of the paperwork and not being disclosed. So, you know, you have to question, like, gosh, those amounts must be enormous. Could you imagine what they've been, the money that's been exchanging hands? So this is the kind of stuff that's definitely coming out that's causing them to kind of just step out of that spotlight. You know, if they can just step out of the spotlight for a bit, everything will just sort of, well, they hope, will go away. And the spotlight will then turn onto somebody else. So this is the way that they work. They try to make sure that that spotlight's moving around. It's not just focused on them. For example, Trudeau or Fauci or Biden. Like, you know, notice how that kind of seems to get shared, like the information that pops up on your feed or whatever on your phone. It seems to, like, swap around. And I know they do talk about the algorithms, but I do believe that, as we know, that's all controlled as well. So they'll try and put the spotlight on something. But I think what the most frustrating part is, and I know for me it is, but I'm sure you guys as well, nothing ever comes of anything. It's like, you know, how many times can that, is it Rand Paul in America there, keep grilling Fauci and all that? You just get tired of it. I don't even watch those. Even in Canada, you guys, I know that a lot goes on in your parliament there, but they're always questioning Trudeau, but nothing ever seems to come of it. It's obviously not until the vote that anything would change, because we know everybody's as corrupt as the next guy. But, you know, it's very frustrating to just see these, it's almost like a play being played out. Like they're all just, oh yeah, we're really, you know, shaking this up and doing something about it. And then nothing ever happens. So, you know, I personally question a lot of those things. to what's the truth, or is it all just for show? You know, it is like a big, like, puppet show with the puppet masters in the background, you know, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, Zuckerberg, all them just controlling all the strings, and everyone's just doing their performing for them. That's how it appears sometimes, doesn't it? I'll just see what we get today then. Enough of me having a whinge. Now I'm getting Canada's becoming very icy, as in cold. And when I say cold, I don't mean literally cold. I mean cold as in people are going numb. In Canada, they're losing their warmth, they're losing their joy, they're losing their zest for life. People feel like they have been frozen in time, because it just does not feel real over there. The experience feels surreal. Well, God, it really is, isn't it, if you think about it? But I'm definitely getting that feeling of being frozen. And it's like you need to be thawed out over there. You need to have, you know, fortunately you're coming into spring now as an example, and that will start to warm you and warm your soul, and you can get outside in nature. But a lot of people in Canada feel frozen, which is that it's a feeling of being numb. And when you're numb, it's like you can't move. You don't know what direction to go. And this is what I'm getting for Canada, is that people are very, very lost in Canada. They're stuck. They're stuck in the middle. It's like if you think of like a wagon wheel, you have the sort of little hub part in the middle, and you have all the spokes that come off the wagon wheel. Well, people have all these directions to go, but they're not the directions that they would choose. So it's causing them to stay like frozen, because they're being offered like all these things, but they don't want to take those things. They don't know what's going on. And it's almost showing me like, when you think of the wagon wheel, you've got the spokes, but there's no outer rim. So if you don't have the outer rim of the wheel, it's not going to roll smoothly, and it's not going to roll along. And that's what I'm getting in Canada. They've got, you know, the person at the centre, meaning the people in Canada, and all these ideas and things that are coming out for people to, you know, make their choices, but no one's actually moving. I feel in Canada there's just this lack of movement. And I don't think it's even that people are frozen in fear. They're frozen in shock. People are still suffering shock in Canada. They're still making statements like, where did our country go? What is happening? Why isn't everything just returning to normal? What's going on? There are questions and questions and questions being asked in Canada. And, you know, I still believe that whole Ottawa truckers experience highlighted an enormous amount, because it put the spotlight on everything. You know, that even happened here in Australia as well. In Canada, it put the spotlight on the police force. Well, actually, they were pretty much ripped out of the scene, and the UN cops or whatever were put in there. In Victoria, very similar circumstances. The spotlight was put on the Victorian police for their violence and the way they treated protesting citizens. It was just downright cruel and over the top extreme measures, and this is why I'm getting that shock. You know, that's obviously happened here in Victoria and Melbourne as well, but in Canada, it's the shock that has caused people to just freeze. It's like they need thawing out. They are frozen in time. It's like, you know, it's like a movie where you know, someone gets shot with that freeze gun, and then they're like, and they're just frozen in a moment. It's like, actually a few months ago I talked about the energy of Pompeii, where everybody was just still frozen in their tracks. Like, dogs were curled up, people were like running. There was like, you know, this is what I'm getting, because people have gone into shock. It's that energy. That's the energy I'm getting for Canada. So if you're over there, make sure that you're still protecting yourself. I do talk about that a lot. You know, sitting back, watching the show, protecting yourself behind the fence, because you guys are really exhausted. There's a lot going on for you over there. And again, look, you know, it's that frustration of the puppet shows. You know, parliamentary leaders seem to be putting on this big show, and everyone's, for example, Trudeau, I know in your parliaments, and it was happening here in Australia, that there's all this debate and, oh, what's happened here, and they're trying to call people out, but nothing ever comes of it. It's almost like the corruption's that rife that nothing ever comes of it. They're just doing these debates sort of for show, and the puppet masters in the background are controlling everything. Like I said, the Bill Gates, the Fauci's, Fauci, he's probably one of the puppets, but Zuckerberg, you know, there's all this control, and they pretend that they're doing something, but as we know, nothing changes, nothing's happening, and that's why I'm getting that for Canada. You guys are just feeling really frozen in time, and it's that shock, that shell shock that people are going through. Probably not you watching my video. I mean, it's still pretty shocking, but we've been living our life around this, but now it's those people waking up who are really suffering that shell shock. They're exhausted. It's where has our life gone? Where has our life gone is the question I get in Canada. And I think after we vote here in Australia, I think of people, depending, fingers independents get in, but we're going to have a lot of questions, people asking questions. Where has our life gone if it does go down that road or heading towards that new world order? I'll just see if there's any closing messages today. I'm getting bring your best game face. Sorry, I just got to move. The sun's right in my eyes. Bring your best game face. So this is about bring all your strength, your courage. Bring your lighter, because you're going to be the one that's lighting up the dark and the tunnel, and bringing that light for others to follow. You know, it doesn't matter how big the light is. If there's a flickering light, you know, they always talk about, you know, to see if there's any air in a tunnel, you put your lighter or light your match, and you can see which way the wind's blowing, and that lets you know that there's air, sort of, you know, this is like there's airflow, and this is what I'm getting around, you know, carrying those torches and that light. It doesn't have to be a lot, it just has to be a little bit, and people will still see that light and they'll go towards it. So that's what I'm definitely getting today. I'll see if there's anything else to finish off with. I'm just getting the message for you watching my video, or anyone else out there, just be very discreet this month. I've talked about the evidence coming out, and look, it is coming out. We know there's bits and pieces spilling out. Of course, as soon as it comes out, it pretty much gets re-hidden again, and that's frustrating. And we know it's never going to come out on mainstream media. So just be discreet about these things. Like, don't go berserk and shove it in people's faces. Just share it around your platforms. Just, you know, do things minimally. Don't draw that attention to yourself. But just keep, like, holding that light and making sure that people are seeing it, you know, from afar. And that's how you protect yourself as well. You do things with that safe sort of distance, but it's also really saying that detachment. So look, I'm going to leave you with that today. I'm a bit exhausted from this reading today. I feel like we're just all very overwhelmed. The energy is a little bit, tired. Look, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia today. I might shoot another video this morning because I'm just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.